Chapter 10. Aria. What about cheerleading? No way. Debate? Are you kidding? They were making their way to the hospital. Gabby kicked a pebble down the sidewalk while Aria crossed out after school options with a blue pen. Foreign language, she offered. 2 languages is enough for me, said Gabby. Do you speak any others? Aria shrugged. I don't think so. My abuela only speaks Spanish, explained Gabby. So Marco and I grew up speaking both that and English. My dad knew how to speak Spanish, but he didn't like my grandmother much, so he went out of his way to speak English when she was around. Aria hesitated. Gabby hadn't mentioned him before. Where's your dad now? She asked carefully. Gone, said Gabby, kicking a pebble, hard enough to send it skittering into the street. The blue smoke swirled and curled around her shoulders. He left way before Marco got sick. She found another pebble and began to knock it along down the road. Can I ask you something? Sure, said Aria. Why didn't you write anything in your journal? Aria shrugged. I didn't have anything to write about. What about your family? Asked Gabby. Aria's step slowed. What about them? Gabby shrugged. Couldn't you write about them? What are they like? What do they do? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Aria's heart twisted. She wasn't sad. Not exactly. She knew she didn't need a family. Knew that wasn't part of her purpose. But the questions left a strange emptiness in her chest. It's complicated, she said at last. It wasn't a lie. I'm sorry, said Gabby. I didn't mean to be nosy. I shouldn't have. It's no problem, said Aria with a smile. It's just... Oh! She caught sight of a shop window and veered off the sidewalk and up to the glass. Inside was a shelf filled with brightly frosted cupcakes. So many colors, whispered Aria, peering in through the glass. Gabby laughed. It's tinted frosting, she explained. Food coloring. But Aria had already gone in. The whole shop smelled sweet like sugar. And when she breathed in, she could taste it on her tongue. She spent several minutes wavering between a chocolate cupcake and with pink icing and a vanilla cupcake with blue icing and a swirl cupcake with purple icing, and ended up asking for half a dozen, 2 of each, so she and Gabby could both try all 3. They sat on a bench outside with the open box. Aria couldn't believe the cupcakes tasted even better than they smelled. She tried to pick her favorite and couldn't. Can I take one of these to Marco? Asked Gabby before biting into the swirl cupcake with purple icing. Of course, said Aria, who was now cutting 2 cupcakes apart and putting them back together in new combinations. Gabby cheerfully nestled a vanilla cupcake with blue frosting into the container to keep safe. Does Marco like cupcakes? Asked Aria. He likes anything that's not hospital food, said Gabby. And I think it might cheer him up. You're a really, really good sister, Gabby, said Aria, taking a big bite of cupcake. Gabby blushed. Cupcakes devoured, the girls continued on towards the hospital. As it came into view up ahead, Aria yawned. What was that? She asked, surprised. Sugar crash, said Gabby, suppressing a yawn herself. It happens when you eat a lot of sugar and get really hyper and then you get really tired. Maybe you shouldn't have tried all the cupcakes. Aria yawned. Tired? Yeah, tired. You know, the feeling you get when you need to sleep. Aria stared at Gabby. But I don't. She trailed off with a frown and then said, I don't normally get tired. Well, you don't normally eat a pound of sugar, do you? No, she admitted, yawning a 3rd time as they crossed the parking lot. Do you have to volunteer today? Asked Gabby. Aria shook her head. Then why did you come with me? Aria shrugged. I just thought I'd keep you company. Gabby started to smile, and then they reached the gray hospital steps, and her smile faded. Gabby's shoes came to a stop. her fingers tightening on the cupcake box as she started up at the revolving doors. Arya watched the blue smoke, which had calmed a little, swirl into motion again, engulfing her. But before Arya could ask Gabby a question, the other girl took a deep breath. "Let's go," she said, and started up the steps.